Imperial has businesses in logistics, car rental, tourism, financial services, vehicle distribution and retail.
Yeah, so this is another South African success story. Bill Lynch created this group. It's got quite a heavy footprint in motor retail. So I guess that's transport, it's logistics of a sort. Of course, it also owns the Europe car rental business and a whole slew of other things, including businesses around Africa, Europe and elsewhere, under the leadership of Mark Lamberti.
Mark Lamberti, and we're going to chat a little bit more about that. Every time we sit down with you, we do talk about the Mark Lamberti factor. Market cap, 36.2 billion rand, dividend yield, 4.4%, price to earnings ratio of 11. Let's have a look at the share price graph before we continue our conversation.
Not as happy, I'm sorry to say. The Bidvest graph set very high expectations. This one looking a little bit lamer towards the right-hand side.
What do we put that down to, comparatively speaking?
Right, so I guess they also embarked on an international expansion strategy, but bought a number of large logistics operations in Europe, quite focused and exposed to the German economy as well and European trade, and then the expansion into Africa, but that's a little bit smaller, and coupled with, as we said, a lot of motor retail in South Africa. So, and actually the European growth performance has been disappointing. What they found is it got very competitive in the German logistics market. Maybe they didn't understand it as well, like the euro earnings, but you've seen very soft results there. They have started to actually exit some of the areas. They've sold a majority stake in one of the businesses to a firm that they feel can better manage it and better use it. I think Mark Lamberti is also putting a stamp on this business, looking at their portfolio, looking how they're allocating the capital and moving quite a few pieces around.
How long has he been at the helm?
Must be 18 months already.
So the market
for example,
is still going to give him some more time.
The Regent Insurance operation, because remember Imperial used to have 50% of Motor Vehicle Finance Corporation, which had pushed out to Nedbank, and now they've pushed the insurance business off to Hollard. So you can see that Lamberti is more comfortable with a narrower logistics and transport focus. But look, remember, demand for motor vehicles not good. Vehicle sales currently looking rather weak. It must be your weak consumer that doesn't feel like buying. Credit demand's a bit tepid. And remember, they had that master license for Kia and what's the other Korean brand. So they're taking a bit of strain. Comparatively, year on year, the earnings didn't look that hot, and that's why the share price is sort of sagged.
But it could be the opportunity, given the pricing.
Yes, so the exciting part is that African growth story, because there they're looking to get exposure to African consumer growth, and we know that is a good area. A lot of sort of logistics distribution type operations in a number of countries have made good acquisitions, pharmaceuticals, sort of basic consumer goods. And I think through the sort of shifting and refocus, there is sort of reasonable medium-term growth expectations, but in the near term, the domestic exposure weighing quite heavily, I think. And so you've got to see where they deploy the capital. They may make some more exciting acquisitions with the Regent money, and I guess that may sort of add to the excitement going forward.
We've got 7 stocks to get through.
So
there's no way we're going fast enough. Someone has got their times all out of whack. Definitely, I'm not sure actually.
What do you mean you're not sure?
Well, I can't decide momentarily whether I'm hot or not. Let's have him have a chance
Hot or
first.
not?
I'm not.
You're not. No, you're going to say you're not hot. I see how this works with Rowan.
I'm thinking that's probably correct. I think it's got to do a little bit more before it catches fire. So I'm going to go with not hot.